Okay, so we'll go through a new concept today that is known as form array. Okay, so it is a very important topic in Angular. So why do we need this form array? First, let us um, get to know what are dynamic forms, why do we need it, and how do we implement that using Angular. Okay, so let's say we go for some e-commerce application. So what happens there is we order some products, and then at the end, let's say I fill up my billing details. For example, I gave my name, I gave my address, and all those things. Okay, and then I give my phone number as well. So after giving the phone number, I should have one option called add another number. That means give an alternate number. That means if they call me on that number, and if I'm not picking up the phone, we should give them another number. Okay, so that they can call on that number and let us know that the product is here. Okay, so for that kind of things, what we need is we need something called dynamic forms. Okay, so that dynamic forms in Angular can be achieved using something called the form array. Okay, just like we saw form control, form builder, form group, like that we have form array, and that is also imported from the same directory, that is the @angular/form. Okay, okay, then let's do one thing. I have created one blank project, so let me create a small component inside this. So this is the form array project. Inside app, let me create a component and the generate component, let's say maybe some user form. Okay, okay, so the component is created. You can see it has come here. Okay, so now we'll use this user form in our app component. Okay, so app user form, save it, go to the browser, user form works. So user form is coming. Now let me create this, let me create the template of this user form. Okay, so in the form, what we'll do, I hope we already know about reactive form, so we'll use reactive form. So before using the reactive forms, let me import those modules. What are the modules? Forms module and a reactive forms module. A reactive forms okay, what happened? Okay, fine. Now let's go back to our user component. So here we'll create the form. Okay, we'll do it whatever we did earlier, the same thing we'll do, but here what will have some small differences. Okay, so first let me create the form. So in the form, what I have one form tag. Okay, so you can use this form tag or you can skip this as well, no problem. Okay, so here you can even put a div as well instead of a form tag, a form element. You can use a div as well. So here I have one form group. So form group, here I have to give some name for this form. So let's say user form. Okay, then here, so let me have some input fields like first name, last name. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll have first name, last name, address, and phone number. Okay, but this address and phone number, what I'll have is I'll give some alternate address and phone number as well, additional address and phone number as well. Okay, so we'll have some button or something. If I click on that button, so then let's say add more address and or add another address and phone. Okay, so when I click on that button, it should show me another address field and phone number field. Okay, Okay, let's see. First, let me create the what it is called. So the label is for the first name. Okay. After label, I'll put the input field, input type equal to text. So same thing will repeat for last name as well. Okay. And then after first name, last name. So here there will be a difference. Okay. We'll see that. Don't worry. So now here input type equal to text. Here we need to add the form control name. Form control name. Form control name is equal to some f name, and in the last name as well we have form control name. It's a L name. Okay. Now this f name and L name I have to have it here in the TS file. So in the TS file, what I'll have, so what is the form name? Form name is user form. So first user form, user type, form group. Okay, user form, user type, form group. It is showing some error, but it will be gone when I assign some value to user form here in the constructor. Okay, so in the constructor, what I want to use is public FB is of type form builder. Okay, form builder, I need to import it. It is imported. Now inside the constructor, I'll write the proper things for user form. So this dot user form is equal to this dot user form is equal to this dot fb dot group, isn't it? Because it is a form group. So this dot fb dot group of something. Okay. Oh, form group is not imported. Okay, I'll just import it from here. Okay. So this fb dot group will take one object, isn't it? So it will take one object. Inside this object, we'll have the fields, whatever fields we have. Okay. So here, first field is f name, isn't it? So f name, I'll put it as empty array initially. Then we have L name, this is also blank. And then we'll have these two things. What are those things? These are address and phone number. But address and phone number, how do I want it? I want it initially there will be first name, last name, address and phone. Okay. But when I click on add another address and phone, what should happen? Two more input fields should be generated below. Okay. So these two address and phone number, I'll group it together. Okay. I'll give it some name. Let's say details. Okay. Details. So details will be what? Details will be one group. So this dot fb dot group. So this is another group. So this is group inside group. Okay. So fb dot group. Again, here I have to put this thing. And now, sorry, I did one mistake. This will not be a group. This is known as a form array. As I told you, for what it is called address and phone number, what we need to do is we need to create an array. What will happen? Initially the array will have only one address and phone number. Okay. When I click on add another address and phone number, two more fields will be added to this array. Okay. So here I will write this dot fb dot array. Okay. This dot fb dot array will not take an object like fb dot group. Fb dot group will take one object, isn't it? But fb dot array will take one array. Inside this array, we'll have the address and phone number. The syntax is little bit tricky, but you have to uh, accept it. Once you get to know what is happening, you will feel comfortable. So this is just like normal fname lname. Address will be initially empty, and then we'll have another thing called, what happened here? Okay, fine. Address and then phone. Okay. Oh, this is an array. Array is having, sorry. Up to here it is okay, but I need to group this. I didn't group this. So this dot fb dot group of an object. Inside this object we'll have this thing. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So what is happening here? Just see the syntax. This is the main whole form. Okay, user form is the whole form. This form is of type form group. So this dot fb, we are creating one group here. What is this group having? This group is having fname lname and one details array. What is this details? Details is a type of form array which is having another group which is having the address and phone number. Okay, address and phone is here as a group, because as a group we have to add every time when I click on add new address and phone, every time it will add this thing as a group to the main form. Okay, okay, fine. So like this we need to, oh, sorry. Okay, so like this we create the structure. Now now we have to go for the that thing, that is for template. In the template what we need to do is we need to add these fields here, because we haven't added the fields here. We have it here inside this user form object, but it is not there in the template. So in the template what we need to do, here also the syntax is little bit different. So here we'll have one div. Okay, div. In div I'll write form array name. Okay, just like form control name, it is form array name. Okay, form array name is equal to what name I have given here? Details. Okay, so form array name is equal to details. Okay, inside this div what we need to do, inside this div again we'll have what it is called, we'll have one ng for. That ng for will iterate through all the address and phone inside this array. Okay, it will, the ng for will be applied on this array. Okay, so here we'll have another div. In this div what I'll do is I'll write star ng for. Star ng for is equal to let the whole array is details, right? So I'll write detail of details, not details actually, details dot controls. Okay, if you don't use this controls part it will not work. You have to write details dot controls. Okay, okay, fine. Now here we will put the address and phone number fields. Okay, so but again we have seen that they are what it is called, they are a form group, isn't it? So we have to use the form group, not directly. Okay, and here we can put a index as well, because that is address 1 phone 1, address 2 phone 2. To write like that we can keep an index. Okay, let I is equal to index. Okay, fine. Now inside this ng for we'll have the form group. So this form group will be a little bit different from this one. Here we are directly writing form group equal to this, but here we will not write form group equal to this. We have to write form group name. Okay, and it will be using property binding, form group name. Okay, form group name is equal to, so it will be that index. Okay, form group name is equal to I, and inside this div what we have to do is we have to put the fields, whatever fields we want. So let's say label. First field what do I want, that is the address, isn't it? So addre address. So address So first address is address 1, isn't it? So what I'll do is address, I'll put a interpolation. So first time the I will be 0. So I want 1 here. So I'll write I plus 1. So first time it will show me 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay. Label is address. Then we'll put the input field. Input type equal to text. Okay. And here we have to put the form control name for this one. Address phone. Okay. So here just like this we have to write it. Form control name is equal to address. Okay. Then we'll have the another phone number. Okay. But here let me put some line breaks, otherwise they will come line by line. Oh, in the same way here also I'll put 2 line breaks. Okay. So same thing I have to do for the phone as well. So phone. Okay. And what happened here? Yeah, phone I plus 1 type form control name is equal to phone, because I have used phone here, right? So that same phone will come here. Okay. Now what will happen? By default it will show me, it will iterate through details array. What is details array? Details array is having one address and phone. So initially it will show me only one address and phone. Okay. Let's okay, fine, let's check this once whether it is working fine or not. So I go to the browser. So what happened? Details dot controls. Okay. So details we have not. It is saying that property details does not exist on type user component because we have no property named details here. So what we have to do is we can't directly pick up this details. Initially, earlier also we have seen that f name we can't pick up directly. How do we pick up the f name? We write this dot user form dot value dot f name. Okay, in the same way this dot username dot value dot details will give us the details array. Okay, so what we do here is we create a getter function to get this details array. Okay, so for that what do I do is I create one getter function. This is an, I think this is a new thing you're seeing today. So what is a getter function? Getter function will be something like this: get space some name. We have to give some name to this. So I'll make it as details because I'm using the property details here, isn't it? It is saying details property is not there. So I'll write get details, and this will be a function. This is a getter function which will return some value. Okay, so get details here, what will do? Return this dot user form dot get of details. Okay, get details as form array. Otherwise the Angular will not be able to understand whether this is an array or what. Okay, form array. So we have to import this form array at the top. Okay, so this way when we return the value, what will happen in details will be a property. Okay, details is just like a variable. In this variable we'll have the this whole details array. Okay, and these details will be used here. Details array will be used here by the ng for to iterate the address and phone numbers. Okay, save this, go to the browser. Okay, we can see here we are getting address 1, phone 1. Okay, but I want a button here. Here one button should be there. When I click on that button, what should happen? It should add the a button will be something like add another phone and address, something like that. Okay, if I click on that button, one more address and phone number field should come below. Address 2, one field, input field. Phone 2, one more input field. Okay, like that. That is the main functionality of this form array. That is why we need the form array to create one more field here. Okay, now now I should put that button somewhere. So one thing I have to remember that I should not put that button inside this ng for. Okay, so what do I do? I can put a button just outside this div, no problem. So I'll create a button. Okay, button is add another address and phone. So that is details, right? Add another detail. Or I can write add another address and phone. That is enough. That is better, I guess. Add another address and phone. Okay. Now see here, when I click on this button, one more address and phone should be displayed below. Okay, fine. Now here, let me bind the method click equal to something like add details or something. Add details method is here. Okay. Now this add details method, I'll create here add details method. Okay. So here what I need to do is, we already have this details array. Okay. In this details array, as this is an array, we can apply all the array methods here. Okay. We can do push, pop, everything. Okay. So what we need to do is, we will add one more this kind of form group to this array. Okay. So we'll just push something, push one more form group like this into this array. Okay. So how do I do that? First thing is, I have to create this form group first. Okay. So what I'll do, let details. So I'll create one property called details. Let details is equal to this dot, and I told you that this is a form group, so we have to create more form groups. We'll keep on adding more form groups. So this dot fb dot group, group will pass one object. In this object, what will be there? This thing will be there, address and phone, another address and phone. Okay, this dot fb dot group, this thing. Now after this, the object is this form group is created. We need to push this form group into this details array. Okay, so we already have this details getter function, so we can use directly the details. So this dot details dot push, what I will push? Details. So details. Okay, after pushing, what will happen here? In this details array, only one form group is there. When I push another details, what will happen? One more form group will come like this. Okay, so two form groups will be present here. That means if two form groups are there, then what will happen? The ng for is applied on details array. So in ng is inside this details, two form group is there. It will iterate. The ng for will work on this details dot controls, and it will create this thing again, this whole thing again, isn't it? So that means one more address and one more phone will be created. Okay, because of the ng for. So now let's check this. Add details is okay. Add details method is given here. Let details equal to fb.form group the push. Okay, fine. Now save. Go to the browser and check now. So let's say I wrote here first name is Rajesh, last name is Reddy, address one is, let's say, JSP Imperia. Okay, phone number, some phone I have given. Okay, now I want to give another address and phone number. Suppose JSP Imperia is closed on Sunday, then what should happen? Then they should give this to nearby building. Maybe in the, we have a Rain Tree Hotel right near our institute, so we can give another address. So I click on another address. So when I clicked on and add another address and phone, you can see it has created one more two fields. So here I can write Rain Tree Hotel and some phone number I have given. Okay, so this is how form array works. So you can keep on adding like this, more and more addresses. Okay, so this way the form array works. Okay, I hope this is clear. So in this way, what you can do is, here what we are doing here, we are adding two fields. Suppose you don't want two fields, you want to add only phone number. So you put only one phone number here. Don't write address here, only phone number, and here also only one. Okay. Suppose you want to uh, add this whole form again, then you have to put all the fields inside this array only. Okay, instead of doing it in a group, directly you will put it in a array. Okay. Okay, so that's it for this session. I hope I hope you got what I wanted to show you. So just go through this and practice a couple of times. You will get the syntax. It's a little bit tricky, but once or twice after you practice it, it will be okay. Okay. Okay, then I'll end the session here.